Hey everyone. Of course, with the rising effectiveness of artificial intelligence, many investors are looking at companies that are benefiting from that trend. And so AMD has a lot of investors talking about it as a potential beneficiary. So let's try and understand why so many investors are talking about AMD stock by understanding a little bit more about its current and longer term prospects.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So in the near term, AMD will benefit from a pipeline of new products, one of which is they just launched their Spartan Ultra Scale FPGA family, and they're seeing a strong pipeline of growth for their cost optimized embedded portfolio across multiple markets. And for that reason, they expect second quarter embedded segment revenue to be flat sequentially, with a gradual revenue recovery in the second half of the year. Of course, you'll remember that this is the segment that's down over 40% year over year, and AMD saying that it expects a recovery in the second half of the year. AMD had two segments that were down over 40% year over year, the gaming and embedded segment, and two segments that were up over 80% year over year. And so it's a bit of a mixed story with AMD. And this segment, it's great that it's recovering, expected to recover in the second half of the year. But more excitedly, AMD is benefiting from AI, and AMD management saying that they are still in the very early stages of what we believe is going to be a period of sustained growth driven by an insatiable demand for both high performance AI and general purpose compute. And this is what I've been hearing from many companies regarding artificial intelligence. It's not just words like we see strong demand or we see a good appetite for our products. It's words like insatiable demand or things like demand far exceeds supply. Those are the types of descriptions I'm hearing from companies in the AI market. That's how strong demand is for artificial intelligence, and that has persisted. It started in 2023 on the back of that launch of ChatGPT in late 2022, and it's continued through 2024. In fact, it's accelerated through 2024. And if you recall, if you watched my videos on the hyperscalers, including Amazon, Alphabet, and Microsoft, and even Meta Platforms, all of those companies I reported are increasing their capital investments by the billions of dollars. And one of the areas they're increasing their capital expenditures on is enhancing their artificial intelligence offerings. And one way they're doing that is by purchasing AMD GPUs, NVIDIA GPUs, etc. And AMD is saying that this is only the beginning stages of that. This is only the beginning stages of that. So you can understand why a lot of investors are talking about AMD stock and others, to be honest, as well, but AMD in particular, getting the benefit of this insatiable demand for AI. And so to capitalize on this, AMD saying that they have expanded their investments across the company to capture this large growth opportunity. So they're in position, they're benefiting, they're investing in this category so that they can ride this wave higher. They're saying they're right there, they're poised to benefit, and they're increasing their investments in this category based on what they're seeing from the conversations they're having with their clients. So they're already selling through a lot of their products, and the calls that they're getting, the purchase orders that they're receiving, the interest that they're receiving has AMD feeling confident that they should be investing in expanding their capacity, in expanding their offerings, investing in research and development for longer term pipeline in products and services in this category. So they're right there, they're on the cusp, and they're starting to benefit from this. And AMD says that it's just the beginning. So AMD is another one of these AI companies that's demonstrating profitable growth. These aren't unprofitable growth companies capitalizing on this new market that sometime in the future they're going to benefit from or profit from. Right now they're profiting, right? Gross profit margin was 52%, which is a really good profit margin for a company that sells primarily hardware. This was up 230 basis points year over year, driven by higher revenue contribution from the data center and client segment, right? Those were the two segments that were up more than 80%. And then that was partially offset by the lower embedded and gaming segment. Those are the two segments that were down more than 40%. But the increasing segments more than offset the declining segments, and that had gross profit margin expand by 230 basis points year over year. So they continue to invest aggressively in research and development and marketing activities to address the significant AI growth opportunities. And that's what you want to see. That's what investors are excited about. They're investing to capitalize on this opportunity. They're not sitting back. They're capitalizing on this growth in an area that they specialize in. And so you want to see the company spend money in this category. You'll often hear me say, when a company has demonstrated skill in a certain category, you want to see them find areas to invest, right? I often bring up Netflix as an example because Netflix is just so good at making content that viewers want to watch. They've developed that skill almost entirely from scratch. And nowadays, they're so good at it. As an investor, you want to see them invest more and more into content because you can feel confident that the content that they're making is going to generate strong return on investment. It's similar here with AMD. And you can find many companies, I can give you many examples like Apple, Amazon, Netflix, I already pointed to, Disney with the theme parks, and on I can go with companies that have demonstrated skill in a certain area. I just, as an investor, I want to tell them, yes, go spend more, do more, because we know, or we can feel really confident that the spending is going to bring back a strong return on investment. And that's why I think investors are excited about AMD and saying that they continue to invest aggressively in research and development to address this AI opportunity, because this is a category in, GPUs, perhaps some CPUs, that AMD has demonstrated skill. This is the area where it's strong in. And so you want to see them invest in this category, not just because they're strong in this category, not just because they've demonstrated skill in this category, but simultaneously, the AI market is exploding. And so they're going to ride that tailwind higher, even if they're not the best in this category, right? I've often said AMD is not the best in this category. NVIDIA is at least one, arguably 2 or 3 steps ahead of AMD in the AI market. Regardless, I still want AMD investing aggressively because it's likely to bring back a solid return on investment. It may or may not, it's risky, it's not for sure, but this is an area I can feel reasonably confident in because AMD has demonstrated more than a decade of progress in these markets. So I can understand why investors are talking about AMD stock. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.